Hello, it is day 76 of the Travel Agency Near to podcast. I am your host, Rachel Kay, and this is 365 episodes about becoming the CEO of your travel agency. Woo! All right, so in the past few episodes, we've been going over the fears many entrepreneurs face and how they may apply to some issues you might be having in your own business. And if you don't have any fears right now, just consider pondering these fears and understand that they'll most likely come up at some point when you are building your travel business. I do want to thank you for tuning in to the podcast today. I feel like I'm on a radio show, but it's fine. It's fine. All right. So today's episode is all about the fear of failure. And the fear of failure is very, very similar to the fear of success, but it's just a little bit different. Fear of success is going to be in future episodes. Well, what happens when the fear of failure starts to take over and you may not even know or recognize that you are facing this fear or trying to manage this fear or you have developed it, however you want to word it. So it leads to a reluctance to take risks. Have mentored many, many travel advisors over the years and coached whatever. This is almost always tied to implementing a marketing strategy. Or branching out into new niches. It's a fear of getting a bad review. You always have to be 5 stars. No, you don't. You can't please everybody. Um, it is also the second most common reason why you're reluctant to implement and maintain boundaries with your clients because you have a fear of failing them or failing in your business because you're just so worried about it's kind of people pleasing. You're so worried about making sure they're happy so that they leave you that 5-star review or give you that referral. And not everyone is going to be a perfect match, and you're not going to be able to perfectly identify on every single consultation that this person is not a good match for you. The third most common thing that is tied to the fear of failure is reluctance to stick to a niche. Because you just assume, well, I'm going to fail at this, so I might as well try this niche. And I'm going to fail here, so I'll just try this niche. I'm going to fail here, so I'll just switch to this niche. It's rooted in self doubt. And I did an episode, I don't even remember when, probably in the day 40 somewhere, about the difference between uncertainty versus doubt. And it's definitely tied to your own self doubt. Like you don't have the confidence to fail. And everybody has to fail. Everybody has to fall down and get back up, dust yourself off, start all over again. If your dream comes from like deep within yourself and is tied to your values and who you are, your current identity, because your identity can shift a little bit here and there throughout your life, and it's achievable, you can do it. It's just not going to be perfect. And that's the scariest thing. This is also kind of like related to the fear of success. Like you're afraid to fail, and then once you start doing it and you get over the fear of failure, it often mm, evolves into the fear of success. So, here's some ways to get over your fear of failure, everybody. Number 1, focus on having or developing a growth mindset. What is a growth mindset? It's the opportunity to learn from everything, not play the victim and not be like, oh, everyone else is the bad guy. You can always strive to improve. There is a level where it becomes toxic, where you're like, I'm never good enough and I always have to be improving. So be careful of that. But also be aware that you can, if you don't have it now, develop a growth mindset. I had this big sign I made terribly. I'm not good at like art. But I made this sign when I was going through the fear of failure and the fear of confronting, um, not necessarily things that were my fault, but anything where my clients might be unhappy with me. And I had to make this sign that says failure. There is no failure, only feedback. So feedback is an opportunity to learn and grow, whereas failure is like, oh, we often interpret it as we can't do that at all. So focus on developing a growth mindset. You are not a failure. You're being very courageous starting your own business. You're not a failure. You've at least tried. Okay. Number 2, set smart goals, even if they look small compared to your peer group, compared to other people at your host or at your agency if you aren't hosted and it's just like a small agency. Or even your colleagues that you've like met at industry events. If they're like, oh, I'm going big, I want 3 million in sales this year. Don't let that get to you. If that's not reasonable, if it's not measurable or attainable in the time frame for you. I can't remember all the letters for SMART. Sorry, the SMART acronym. This is just off the top of my head. S stands for something. M is measurable, A is attainable, realistic is R, and then time frame is T. So make sure you set realistic, smart, attainable, measurable goals. Don't just be like, well, they're doing 3 million, so now I have to do 3 million. And they're doing this niche, so now I have to do this niche. Number 3, connect with good mentors. Me. ElevateWithRachelK.com. Anyway, mentors, coaches, and reliable and honest industry peers. So there's going to be, this industry is fascinating because it is heavy, heavy sales and marketing. And a lot of people who are very successful understand that this is sales and marketing and not so much tailored services. But when you can combine the two and develop the two, it's an amazing little travel agency you can build up. Now, if you are struggling with mindset, I will mention I have a program called the Success Circle. It's $35 a month, and it is 52 weeks of lessons on some of it's mindset related, some of it's like, let's get down to brass tacks and build a business. So it's very business focused. It's not necessarily, I mean, there's metrics and everything based on the travel industry, but it's not like, this is how you do a proposal. Like this is how you build a business. Okay. But feedback I've gotten from Success Circle members primarily is that they love the hot seat coaching and the live Q&As. And for $35 a month, even if you can't get all of the Success Circle workbooks done on time, we do have the live Q&As are like, what's going on in your business? And we kind of help each other. If I don't know something, almost always somebody in the live Q&A knows something. Because guess what? I don't know anything about cruises. Um, barely. um, but then the hot seat coaching is a little more mindset focused to help you develop your growth mindset and get over these fears. Because, well, let me tell you, I've been through all the things. It's fine. You're fine. All right. Number 4, back to your learning and growth. Like I mentioned earlier, the toxic, it can become very toxic. I think anything not in moderation can become toxic. So self-help can become very much toxic positivity. I'm manifesting, I'm going to go full Delulu and I'm in control of everything. Like that can become pretty consuming, which then is toxic because then you aren't really acting as your true self. Um, so you need to dedicate time to learning the business side of your business, as well as just taking accountability and knowing that you're not going to be perfect and you don't have to fix yourself. You don't have to, like, you could be like, I suck at social media marketing. I should either A, hire someone to do my social media marketing, or B, look at in-person networking or like guerrilla marketing tactics, which is more like word of mouth. Or, like in-person networking can be tied to that, but like word of mouth, showing up, sponsoring things, getting into your community. Those are solid guerrilla marketing tactics. Joining clubs and just talking about what you do and asking for referrals. So that's like one way. You could be terrible at managing your finances. Don't force yourself to get good at managing finances. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. You could be a terrible writer. Maybe you should hire someone to do your blog posts if you want to have blog posts, right? This is why there are different services for small business owners because we are attempting to wear all of the hats and we're not going to do them perfectly. And it's good to wear all of the hats in your business to understand, oh, I totally suck at this. I'm horrible at this. This is the first thing I'm hiring out and delegating, versus just being like, oh, it's everyone else's fault I'm failing. No, it's just, you're fine. So we are all going to fail at some point. And if you are not willing to face it, there's no opportunity for success. I want you to think about that. All right. Well, those are my tips for day 76. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. There's your call to action and come back tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone.